influence. Born sometime before the First World War as Yevgeny Borisovich Volgin, it is evidence that he was primed to be part of Russia's military from a young age, considering that his father was Boris Volgin, who occupied a venerable position in the Soviet Red Army. Volgin Jr.'s early childhood was largely unremarkable, other than the fact that he took up boxing and became quite good at it. This was a skill that would serve him well over the course of his life as he grew in size and strength to become quite an imposing figure, who was able to give and take a lot of damage in a fight. His immense strength notwithstanding, Volgin would also come to be knowledgeable about military and political affairs, considering his lineage and his service in the Soviet secret police's domestic branch called the NKVD, operating to hunt down deserters and enforce discipline. His reputation for brutality was cemented in campaigns across the Baltic states, where he boasted of eliminating more than 100,000 people. After the war, he played a key role in crushing uprisings in East Germany in 1953 and Hungary in 1956. That knowledge would be accompanied by a taste for inflicting pain and suffering, with his military career marked with a lot of brutal killings. As a spy master, Volgin soon earned his reputation of being someone his enemies would not want to trifle with. Any operation that he was a part of would be remembered for the brutal elimination of opponents, a fact that he would later boast about during his time with the Boss and Naked Snake. During this time, infighting among the philosophers would lead Volgin's father to steal the Philosopher's Legacy, a massive fund that the shadowy organizations intended to use to achieve its goals. As the one who laundered the money, Volgin Sr. spread it out to various banks across the world, with details of each transaction detailed in a microfilm that would then become the only way to access it. Colonel Volgin would come to inherit the microfilm and the funds from his father, an event that set the stage for his attempt to end the Cold War, a state of affairs he was deeply dissatisfied with. Colonel Volgin, now in full control of the Philosopher's Legacy, began to plan a coup in Russia, aiming to overthrow the then premier Khrushchev and install Leonid Brezhnev and Alexei Kosygin in his place. A move that would make him the shadow leader of the Soviet Union, while allowing him to tackle the philosophers, whom he viewed with disdain on account of their conflict. However, control of the Russian government was not his only goal. He would also use his massive inheritance to fund the research and construction of massive weapons that he intended to use to create chaos and conflict across the world in order to achieve his own ends and accumulate power and influence hitherto unheard of. Some of those weapons included a previously shelved design for a tank called the Object 279. Object 279s are experimental Soviet heavy tanks built for battlefield conditions involving tactical nuclear weapons.